cardinals, but you can't vote if you are above 18. So they're about 163 eligible cardinals to vote
Okay. Yeah.
around the world.
All around
And
the world.
interestingly, there's one from Africa, one from Poland, one from let me not continue because I just reading off my mind. But there was one each representing almost
Is he
the
Asian?
global. Yes, there's an yeah.
Okay. Well, he's
most
from the
definitely.
Philippines.
Oh yes, yeah. All right, you're
He's
correct.
actually considered the Asian Francis
Okay.
because he has some kind of a similar approach to or
Okay.
advocacy when it comes to social justice.
Okay.
So that's
okay.
why they're saying, they're saying front runners to become the next pope
Mm-hmm.
are actually the African cardinal and then the Asian cardinal. But at the end of the day, one African said, one cardinal said that it's really about cardinals don't really like do some sort of political gestures.
Yeah.
They don't move around and
campaign
campaign that kind of
for
thing.
themselves. Okay.
Well, yeah, one cardinal said that what they would do is they would do a lot of praying, and basically he said no cardinal really wants to become pope because of just the
enormity of the role,
the enormity,
or the
the
office.
response, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
But Franklin, today is April 22nd,
22nd. Yeah.
and
From since morning.
yeah, so it's like since morning. And the thing is that today is there's another global observation that's being done. So
yeah.
it is as if that
It's on planet Earth, right?
yes, it is.
Okay.
So it is like as if like the universe is not giving us any breathing space because
yes.
Holy Week, and then you have Easter. We're still basically in Easter week, and then right now today, which is a good observation. Today is actually we are celebrating Earth Day.
Yeah.
And I
So
think
it's Earth Day's birthday, something like that.
Something like
okay.
that.
Yeah, we recognize it because it's like the Earth Day that we recognize the importance of walking on this platform that we call planet Earth in any
definitely.
language. And there's a day set aside now. Now, what is that day expecting? Open the curtains a little.
Okay.
Yeah. Crack the earth a little, and then let us see the foundation of the mantle.
Words. But Earth Day is basically a global moment that reminds us of the shared responsibility we all have in protecting our one and only home, planet Earth. So this year's theme is our power, our planet. So the theme calls on each of us, citizens, business owners, and communities, to rise to the challenge of renewable energy, sustainability, and environmental action. So, relating it to our program, Franklin, as small businesses in Dominica, we have the power, not just to grow, but to grow responsibly, right? In ways that respect our environment
Yeah.
and, of course, secure our future. So, as we spotlight our guests and ventures today, we will also reflect on how green thinking and green innovation can be good for the planet and at the same time good for the business.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So,
it's something that can be done.
mhm.
And in fact, it's something that's actually more sustainable.
Yeah. Okay.
So you do business, but you just don't do business for the sake of doing business. But you see yourself as a responsible, or seeing the business as a responsible citizen that have responsibilities to our planet.
Yes.
So
Yeah. So there's action globally, but we're living and enjoying it locally.
definitely,
Yes. Okay. So now we have a basic background of the today's observance and marking today's observance. We hope to punctuate our program today this afternoon with a number of very timely and relevant interview interventions. And one of them will be your
Executive director.
yes.
So he is not just our executive director, but he is also um, a respected expert when it comes
Mm.
to renewable energy
Yes.
sources,
Mm.
particularly solar systems, right? So he'll be joining us in a little while. Also, we expect a call from Mr. Jumas
Yes.
to update us on the Green Innovation Summits. But before I move on,
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
I like the fact that you are wearing green today,
Yeah, with
and
envy.
I believe it is, of course, in in observation of the day that we're having today, which is Earth Day.
Mm.
And also, I'm wearing my if you can see it, I'm wearing my Earth
It's
Hour
60,
shirt.
60,
Yes,
60 Earth hours Dominican and each island.
yes.
Why 60?
Well, 60 is 60 minutes.
60, oh,
So
60.
this is
Okay, 60
actually
minutes. Okay.
this is this is actually a separate observation.
Okay.
This is our Earth Hour observation, which we did last March, right?
Mm. Mm.
But I just decided to wear this
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, Earth Hour and Earth Day have similar purposes, and that is really to protect and to preserve our planet,
Yeah.
right? Not
Earth.
only
The
for
only one we
us,
have,
the only
right?
one we have, not only for us, but of course for the future generations, right?
Yeah.
I want to say hi first. Before we move on, I want to say hi to all our listeners, and of course to all those who are viewing or listening or tuning in
Tuning in,
on
yeah.
the socials.
Yes, the platform. Oh yes, and we
Mhm.
encourage you to, as you custom of doing, tell us what you think, ideas you may have, observations you may have, and we are very open, and we have a platform here of
Yes.
reciprocity. So we're looking forward to your feedback, things that oh, and you can also make suggestions if you have a friend, a neighbor, or somebody in your community whom you would like us to touch and highlight, or sometimes even call. We would be grateful because we're family, and you always make super company with us on a Tuesday and a Thursday. Also, we want to say a pleasant good afternoon to our dear lady friend. We will I down at the CLC
Mhm,
bookstore.
mhm, mhm.
I try to my best to get her proper pronunciation, but I'm going to go back. Oh, I just saying hello to. I just saw my daughter on here.
Uh-huh.
Um, Let me go back to. I'm looking for. Well,
All I
you sent
know,
it to me. You sent it to me. Oh,
all I
there it
know
is.
is
There it
that
is.
she is a Mrs. Winston.
Yeah. Okay. So there's special going on, continuing
Mhm.
limited offer. So you got to run, fly, drive, jog, swim if you have to, because it's a limited offer at the CLC bookstore, the first floor at the Prevo City Mall. And they've got great, you can get your Bible sale. They have Bibles for kids, Bibles for grown-ups, Bibles for adults, Bibles for those seeking spiritualities, Bibles seeking those who want greater insight into spiritual things. But for the children, you get an extra $5 off on
Mm.
top of the discount this offered by the company, by the store. Okay,
Mhm.
so here this above and beyond the discount that's already here, already there, they give you an additional shipping because guess what? You know why?
Mhm.
With compliments of the NDFD Small Business Buzz. So we are
Wow.
going places. So check them on Facebook and Instagram. Remember, it's a Christian literature bookstore at the Prevo Cinema. We'll hit you up again, Mrs.
Winston.
Winston. Yeah, because the first name I try to pronounce, but I don't want to miss or Kalesh or Kalbose or bend your name because it's rather interesting and original. Okay, so but yeah, you always make good company and you smile. Your smile goes a mile. So thank you very much.
Before we take our first break,
Yes.
Franklin, we
Mhm.
of course would like to acknowledge our compadres
Oh yeah,
in the
yeah. We got
studio
two
today,
studios.
as
Soldiers.
usual.
Yeah.
Yes. Of course, we have Mr. Vidal of Ozone Media. And of course, we have DJ Sean, the controller
Mhm.
in the house, as usual,
Yeah.
today joining us of course, fellow small business owners. All
Yeah.
right. So, mhm.
So Ozone Media, I will tell you something after I read this. Okay, he provides professional live streaming, graphic designs, digital marketing, video production, photography, news reporting, and logo designs. When I saw Ozone, I remember the ozone layer.
Ozone,
But I
definitely.
thought it was a type of fall food.
Uh-huh.
Layer, the fall ozone layer.
When I actually, well, you're correct. That's something that I remember. But I also remember my time at Astafans because I know they have a like an ozone product, right?
Oh yes, yes.
So,
So he's in good company.
yes.
Yes.
And of course, I really would like to, Franklin, appreciate those who would approach who would approach us outside and tell
Yes.
us that we're doing well, because
Oh my God. That's a
those
good thing you said that.
appreciations are really helpful, especially for someone like me. I mean, for someone like you who's a veteran in broadcasting, I don't think you still need those motivation.
You'll be surprised
Uh-huh.
because the type of people like today, classic example, as much as my witness and everybody in the newsroom, two folks, and Shan is here,
Mhm.
a couple from who live well. We had interaction when I was in Miami, and they remembered me, especially the gentleman, and he came. Oh my God, I wrote down the names, but I left it on in the outside. We're in the studio now. So I want to thank my dear brother and my beloved, beautiful, gorgeous, outstandingly curious, and pleasant sister from Jamaica, who is here just to encourage me and to share the love and the warmth. This morning they came this morning. Yeah,
Nice,
so I
nice,
want to
nice.
thank you guys. You guys, that was a great addition to my day. Addition and addition. So thank you very much. And the love unlimited. I gave you some virtual hugs. That's for you, and that's for her. Very soft one. Yeah. So thank you very much. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back with a continuation of our first post Easter Nature Island Small Business Buzz on Q95. So we take a break, and then we're going to come back with some of one of or two or maybe three of our guests here this afternoon, Tuesday the 22nd of April 2025.
Your side woman Alika Brooks. Her man Alika Brooks. But she telling you she want a BBL. But most importantly, you cannot say bottom on the radio. So NDFD is giving best business loans up to $20,000, and here's how you can get yours. You working a 9 to 5? Yes, sweet. You can get up to $10,000. True now, boy. Your business must be registered. You have to be employed for 18 months. Salary deduction only. No guarantor required. You're getting a free add-on DNO for 1 month. 100 free business cards. No, but really and truly, what again you want? So what about the 20,000? It's the same thing, except you must provide business records. And that's for people who are self-employed. Call them or WhatsApp them 275-6859. Go and get your BBL. You deserve it.
And live from the studios of Q95, welcome once again to the continuation of Nature Island Small Business Buzz for today, the 22nd of April. And we continue to let you know that we're celebrating or observing 60 minutes or seconds, I
No,
would say,
Earth Day.
on Earth
Today
Day. Yeah,
we're
today,
observing Earth Day.
Earth Day.
Mhm.
Yes. And for those of you who want to say, those of you who are in agriculture, horticulture, maybe you would think, well, you're getting your hands, and getting your hands a little dirty with soil. But there is a research that suggests that we need to keep grounded to Mother Earth,
Mhm.
and now and then, ever so often, it's recommended. Well, two reasons: you allow your children to continue to play in the dirt, so that they may pick up little small doses of viruses, and the young bodies begin to build up resistance
Mhm.
towards those, and therefore, grown-ups, you get grounded. Your soles of your feet touching the earth, and so you do not have to wait for six strong men to put you down 6 feet. When you have two, you could use your 2 feet
Mhm.
and walk and get the electricity from the earth and get grounded, and it's good for the body. So
Yes.
those of you in agriculture, we know that you're getting your hands, and we're happy that we get our dashing, our fig, our tanya, our coconuts, our lettuce, our cabbage, our carrots.
Mhm.
So thank you very much. So we celebrate and observe Earth Day, Mother Earth Day. Yeah, with Father Time.
Yes. And you know, you were mentioning about the farmers.
Mm,
You wouldn't you'll be surprised because every time we finish the program, people coming from all walks of lives
yes. Mhm.
will just approach us and tell
Yes.
us that we're listening to your program.
Oh yes, yes.
And because of that, I'd like to segue to greeting some of, I think, many of our listeners from the different offices.
Yes.
For example, in the government institution, I met one, and he said he's working at the Dominica Printery, right? And he said that he always
Nice.
listens to us. And I believe there are many more people out there in their offices, or maybe they're on their way homes now.
Mhm,
So we
mhm.
just would like to really greet you guys and thank you very much for
Yes.
and
Tuning in.
and we just rest assured that every episode will try to give you valuable information that you can always
Why don't we start now and give us some additional information?
well, I'd like to remember the last time I said that we didn't really finish,
Complete. Yes.
yeah, completed the tips
Mhm.
that we're supposed to give the last time, right? So as we, of course, welcome our very special guest,
ED.
the
Yes.
ED, the
Our
ED
executive
director.
director.
But okay, let me just
Oh
quickly
yes.
go to
Do
the
that.
tips,
Do
right?
that. Yes, because he's
Which
here.
yes,
Mhm.
which I didn't finish the last time. So for all those who are, taking notes, here are the remaining tips. Number 5, I think number 6. We're on number 6 now,
Yeah.
if I'm not
And then
mistaken.
when you're done, you can review everything.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
yes, 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 yes. Uh, but the way the ED is watching me.
Very attentively. Very.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me just go quickly to the remaining tips. Number 5, you have to stay consistent and disciplined. Remember Misana, our guest that time.
Oh
Yes,
yes.
she emphasized professionalism, punctuality, and delivering quality service every single time. So, my question for all of you out there: what one habit you need to tighten up to show up more consistently in your business? Number 6, use media and social platforms to grow. DJ Sean, you're listening attentively, right? So remember, Misana didn't wait to be discovered.
Oh yes.
She showed up
Yes. You should.
online,
Yes.
shared her journey, and reached new clients. So the question is, are you showing up when your audience, where your audience is, and what's one thing you can post or share today to connect with your audience? Number 7, enter the arena and test your ideas. So, for example, her participation in the Green Innovation Summit helped build her visibility and confidence. So the question is, what opportunity can you sign up or apply to that will help you showcase your business to a wider
Oh, the
audience?
audience. Mhm.
And finally, tip number 8: think long term and keep evolving. So even after 20 years, we saw that, or we learned that Misana is still growing, dreaming, and pushing her vision forward. So, my question for all of you out there: what's your next step? not just for now, but for the business you want 5 years from today, right, Franklin?
Yes.
And quickly we move on to our guests, right?
Oh yeah, they're ready.
He is ready. Of course, we're gonna talk about Earth Day. Today we are celebrating Earth Day. The theme is our power, our planet. The focus of this year's celebration is accelerating the transition to renewable energy sources like solar, wind, hydroelectric, geothermal, and tidal power. And the call to action is encouraging individuals and communities to advocate for and adopt clean energy solutions. So, without further ado, let me welcome, of course, the big boss over there at the NDFD, our executive director, Mr. Cletus Joseph. Sir, how are you today? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Briggs and Franklin.
Yes.
The legendary Franklin.
Thank
You
very
got
much.
a good following, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank
It's
you.
like the sort of reviews I'm hearing. Oh, how did you end up getting Franklin to be hosting your program?
I'm part of the inner circle now.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of a following for you, I must say.
But thank you very much. everybody.
Much respect, my brother.
Thank you.
He's just waiting for
Congratulations.
the top, the employee.
Well, no,
Yes.
I'm a member of the board already. It may be a particle board, but I'm still a member of the board.
Honorary member.
Yes, indeed.
But Edie, so we are celebrating Earth Day today, right? Can you tell us more about the theme? The theme is our power, our planet.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
yes.
yeah, well, this started in 1970, if I recall, and it's celebrated every year on April 22.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was just trying to recall the theme of that first Earth Day, but what we see has happened 70 to now is like 50 years.
Yes.
52,
Yes.
55.
About roughly that.
Yeah, 55 years
Ballpark.
later, there were some visionaries who realized that our actions can really impact
Negatively or
negatively,
and positively.
yes, well,
yeah.
and positively. But
Mhm.
in trying to achieve the positive ones, which is what we want, there is sometimes that negative aspect that kind of emerges. So it's like the law of motion. To every action, there's
yes,
an
a
equal
reaction,
reaction, that sort of thing.
Is that Newton?
Yeah,
Isaac Newton?
Isaac Newton,
yeah,
yes.
that genius. And so it happens that we do stuff. So you need to build a house. You may have to cut a tree. You may have to mine some sand. We have to make some cement.
Maybe
But
divert some water.
yeah, all of
with the
that stuff.
bridge.
Yeah, so it affects the environment, and how much of that can we afford to do is the question, because over the years, this 5 decades, we realize what we've been having, those more severe hurricanes and droughts and severe rainfall, flooding, where I always joke, when I did social studies at school, the social studies teacher would say one of the natural disasters would be floods.
Yes.
And then on the side, we would joke, but that's not something for us in Dominica because we're not flat.
Yes.
But when we see the amount of localized flooding that we can have, particularly on the coastal areas from, let's say, Point Michelle, way back
maybe
north,
along with Soufriere
maybe
too.
down Soufriere, the impact of the sea that is kind of encroaching more and more, and our roads, are really along the coastline and very easily damaged, and to repair those infrastructure.
Melbourne Hall,
takes
Marigot
that
area.
Melville Hall area. I remember Erica, Maria, how the airport was really.
Yes.
I mean, you couldn't
Flooded.
recognize it
Yes.
was an airport. Yeah. So yes, our actions do have some negative impact, but we can do things to mitigate, to control, to prevent some of the major negative impacts of our actions on the environment, and it is something within our control. And then we need to bear in mind that it does not have to be all or nothing. There needs to be a fine balance between what you do, what you can achieve, and what you the impact that you're having, because eventually we have to live on this earth. We have to live in the environment that we create. And as one theorist once said, it's not whether the earth will be there for us, but it's whether we will be able to live on the earth that we create.
Yes.
You know, so if you cannot grow food, you cannot carry out your normal activities, it's too hot. You cannot do agriculture without any irrigation, or will there even be water to do the irrigation? You know, so what are we creating for us to live on is an important question.
So that's the good part you're talking about with terms of irrigation and so forth. I'm not going to divert. I'm just going to maybe try to elevate a little and see. For instance, we have this program in the world, in the universe, called HARP, whereby there's climate change, not climate change, climate maneuvering. In the Caribbean, in our backyard, in the region, what do you think is maybe the collective impact of things like fertilizers and what's the thing that they use, like mocap pesticides and weedicides? In your view, do you think there's supposed to be like greater legislation? Because now they found out that Roundup was was difficult, and they banned one of the other mocap or Roundup or whatever they banned. And I used to advertise those for the DBGA at the time and the DBMC. So, in terms of protecting the earth, don't you think that sometimes we need to have a little more? Because sometimes I understand that though they have banned it in first world countries, the third world countries, they still allow it to have some long-term harm to.
Well, the interesting thing is that at some point in time, I was involved in the banana industry as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had started the process of moving away from those more dangerous pesticides, environment, health, you know, water, food quality, water quality, those things, you know. So it was having an effect, and we, I mean, most of those, I don't recall whether it was legislation or just a matter of policy. That allowed us that told us, look, we're moving away from those things. So particularly in the time of fair trade, we were getting into more brush cutting and manual weed control for banana cultivation, the implementation of buffer zones where you plant a certain area away from waterways and rivers and those types of things to prevent the runoffs into the river, to ensure you keep a buffer tree line, and it could be fruit trees and whatever to help protect the waterways that are there, because eventually it ends up in the sea, eventually it ends up in your drinking water, it ends up in the fish
recycled.
That you eat. You know, the plastic bottles that we use. So all of these have negative impacts on us, you know.
Yes.
I mean, just look at heavy rains one of those days and drive along, maybe let's say from Canefield into Roseau, you see the ravines filled with all of those plastic bottles and plastic bags and that sort of stuff. So we have made some progress at some times, but unfortunately, maybe we have kind of doubled back.
Some people call it we've made a progressive decline.
Oxymoron, right?
Oxymoron,
Not possible, right? Yeah. So our actions, and so this is one dimension in terms of the types of products we use on our farming and the fertilizers and whatnot, but also in other business aspects. What sort of let's say energy that you use in your manufacturing? That sort of thing. So I mean, we as a country, it's like maybe 20-25 years now, we're talking about what is it, geothermal energy. Yeah, but a very easy solution is solar. You know, that's kind of easily put up,
and for us, hydro
very
too.
reliable. Hydro, we've had the experience with hydro, so we've made strides, and as to whether these were forward strides or backward strides, we have to determine that.
Let's go back to what you just said, and very interesting. Do you think that we need to have legislation so that we encourage the widespread use and legislation to encourage and enhance solar farming? Solar farms, more solar farms across Dominica.
I don't know if it should be, I don't know if it should be legislation, but maybe just some out of education, training, equipping the young persons in terms of the technologies and how to do it. It's not very difficult. We have quite a few electrical engineers, electricians who are trained up to that level.
Yes.
I mean, personally, I do a bit of solar
Yeah.
installations, you know.
Mhm.
So it's a very interesting and reliable thing. I mean, it
Yes.
comes with its drawbacks, you know. When
Such as?
a storm is approaching,
Okay,
what do you do with
okay.
your solar panels?
Oh,
you know?
yes.
Because you're not sure as to how intense the
And some of them
the
are
storm is
fragile.
going to be. Yeah, it is built to take on a certain level of wind velocity,
Yes.
but
Mhm.
you can predict, right, especially now, as to how strong the wind is going to be in that particular area,
Yeah.
even if, and also the structure upon which you put it, you know. So all of those things are things so my advice to people, if you have solar energy at home or in your business, put on the panels. You can easily put them back up
Yeah,
because you need the energy, not
Yeah.
during the storm.
Yeah.
Because during the storm, you can essentially switch off everything, but the day after,
Yeah.
that's when you need to want some cold water. You need
Yeah,
a cold
yeah.
beer. You need to keep your meat refrigerated.
6 months
You need-
on, 6 months off.
Yeah, you know. So you need it at that time. So you make the little sacrifice. You put down the panels. You know, half hour of sweat, good exercise,
Yeah.
and you come back up with the energy that you want. But there are other sources of energy like this wind. Well, wind and solar kind of go together sometimes. The school is solar. Wind is also solar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have there are other emerging technologies like wave action. Well, you have geothermal. Like where
Wave?
you have the sea waves.
Oh,
The
so-
tidal,
okay.
tidal
Okay.
power, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So,
Edie,
yeah.
sorry, but Edie, so the focus of this year's celebration is really, you know, we want the transition to renewable energy to be accelerated, to be adopted quickly by not just ordinary citizens, but more importantly, those bigger like companies and institutions. So how is this critical to our purpose to protect and preserve our planet?
You have to run that again. Sorry.
So like the adoption the adoption of the transition to renewable energy sources, how is that critical to the purpose of preserving and protecting the planet? Because I know sometimes when we tell them transition to
Energy. Yeah.
solar energy, and we would tell them about the economic benefits, but how is it critical to the purpose of preserving our planet for the future generations?
Well. In terms of solar energy, we're not going behind the panels, essentially behind the batteries, and so. But you have solar energy. You have the three main components would be the batteries, the panels, and the inverters. There is a little bit of debate as to how the batteries are derived. Well, we've moved on to lithium, and that still raises some ethical issues. But
Yes.
the panels, like you have a 25-year guarantee on your panels, very good panels. Your batteries are 7 to 10 years right now, particularly with the lithium and more.
Yeah.
And you also have with your inverters, and so they give you like a 7 to 10 year warranty on your guaranteed use on most of the more reputable brands of inverters.
Okay.
So the initial investment is a little bit on the higher side, but it gives
In the long
you
run.
in the long run, you can be more efficient in terms of your production of your whatever you're producing. Gives you independence that you don't have to rely on the grid. But the energy is produced just from, let's say, the sun, which we have an abundance of.
Yes.
It's kind of free. We have an abundance of that, particularly in Dominica, the entire of Dominica, a small island. So you have, let's say, a 10 to 15 years of energy independence. If you do it properly, you manage it correctly, then you have that. Now, the energy from, let's say, the utility companies are more or less from fossil fuels.
Yes.
The drilling of the earth, and you have a lot more emissions and everything else.
Yes.
So we've heard over the years the depletion of the ozone layer and
global warming
and all of that stuff. So that's how that
Climate
unfolds.
change.
Climate change and all of those things. So if we were to, let's say, convert into full renewable energy, and I prefer use the term renewable energy.
Renewable energy.
Yeah, I'm a solar fan.
Yeah.
But you have the wind that's very easy as well. Just we have an abundance of wind as well.
That is a solar fan. I wouldn't know if you go in 120 or 240.
Yeah,
So I'm a fan of yours.
right,
too.
yeah.
Not the fan. He's a fan.
I know.
Natic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so in using more renewable energy, and again the term renewable,
Renewable,
it's
yes.
there. You keep
Yes.
it's having your cake and eat it,
It-
essentially.
yeah.
Mhm.
You eat the cake and you still have it in your hand.
We're talking about that. This is a cool one.
That's for another discussion.
How can I have a cake and eat it?
Yeah.
Let me just jump on this one now, which falls within your portfolios together, you and Donald. How important it would be for it to be established, even by law, that becomes included in the school's curriculum. Having young children understand how to make them from an early age, how important it is, so that we become not too much reliant on, as you mentioned, the fossil fuels, and they within the small communities could establish it.
Yeah. Well, again,
It's something
our
I guess.
education system is. And I'm not sure if I can say too much about it.
But
we may have dropped the ball.
but I'd like
in
to
some
say-
instances whereby, as I said earlier on, we could train our persons
Yes,
Mhm.
you did.
to be able to
you
do
did.
those technologies.
Yes,
Because it's all around. It's
Mhm.
available. So
Mhm.
how do we, as a country who some time ago pronounced about wanting to be climate resilient,
The
and,
first
Mhm.
climate
you know,
resilient
country,
nation in
nation,
the world.
and
Yes.
this is something that we could have used to develop a country
Yes.
and go in that direction.
Mhm.
Because I've been like kind of reading papers and stuff on like China. China has now emerged into
Oh yeah, quick.
that giant.
Mhm.
It was by no accident.
Yes.
It was something
It was a
planned.
plan.
You know,
Yes.
and
Long-term
executed.
planning.
Long-term planning.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know, you take the little grinds, and you said it earlier as a business person, you look at the long-term goal.
Yes.
So you take the little stress now, the little grind now, but
Yes.
down the road,
You
5,
see
10 years down the
future.
line, you progressively begin to
Mhm.
see the benefits of it and to be
Yes.
able to do much better. So there are. It's not too late.
Mhm.
We can really decide as a country. We come together, stop the bickering and
Mhm.
Yes.
fighting too
Yes.
much, and
Yes.
begin to let's be all inclusive. And
Yes.
that's where we are at NDFD. We believe in
Yes.
inclusivity,
Mhm.
and
Let all ideas
let
contend.
all ideas contend. Let us agree that we can pursue a path. You may have a different way you want to do it.
Mhm.
In the end, we have to agree we're
Yes.
going to achieve this, and we can go through it. So our persons, rather than having persons migrate to Antigua,
Mhm.
said Kitts, said Lucia,
Mhm.
why can't we keep them here?
Mhm.
And attract some of our persons who are out there to come back and contribute, because
Yeah.
we have quite a few persons, engineers in those fields, persons with PhDs who have studied, mastered the fields, and have gone on to create new knowledge in those areas. That's what
Mhm.
PhDs
Mhm.
do. They
Yeah.
create
Yes. Yes.
new knowledge, and how do we engage them meaningfully rather than maybe just having them out there and believe that they're only good to send back $1.
Mhm.
Their contributions can be a lot more than that, so it's something that if we really put our minds to it and decide, okay, we're going to have everybody come on board, and let's track it. What's the use of an NDFD? NDFD is
Yeah.
involved in training,
Yes.
in capacity development.
Mhm.
What's the need of a university that we have here? What's the need of a state
Yeah.
college? Are we maximizing the potentials of these?
Mhm.
And the utility companies, how do they come in? How do they benefit
Yes.
from
Yes.
those
yes,
types
yes,
of technologies
yes,
to make them more
yes.
efficient? And that's
Mhm.
where our Green Innovation Summit goes,
Yes.
to help people develop products
I
and
see that.
services
I
that
see.
can
Mhm.
eventually be commercialized,
Mhm.
to help improve efficiency,
Yeah.
to help
Mm.
improve productivity in the national economy, save some more of our money, keep more of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
These are important things that we can really.
And another thing is that we support those who would like to transition
Sure.
to renewable energy. So NDFD has special products for them.
Yeah.
Special products meaning lower
Special loan
interest
products, yeah.
loan products. If they want to transition to solar, wind even, so they can always come to us, right? But Franklin,
Mhm.
I see you there in deep thoughts.
No, there's something he said
Yes.
about, and I just wanted to underscore
Yeah.
that what he said.
Mhm.
Why don't we start and maybe I'm literally putting the file and before you and him. At the state college level, they have a special module that just deals with renewable energy. The collective, whether it's solar, whether it's, so that's a class. You have some experts here who, I don't want to call any particular name, but there's an enterprise who was first in Dominica to make solar water heaters.
Yeah.
And now we have a combination of other and regional entities who are producing this also. But if we could have it from and you have a prize giving ceremony for the best in designing, as you said, like the PhD would come up with ideas. You have designers coming up with how to have portable water heaters, portable solar water, those kind of things like that.
Yeah, but you say interestingly, yes, we had one company who used to manufacture the solar water
and I was
heaters
amazed.
here.
I was just
they were building the stuff here.
Building
Right
it
now we import it. Right?
Yes.
Wow.
And the technology has also evolved. So how do we support these types of organizations in terms of the R&D? Because if they could, I'm sure they would have had ideas that could be utilized to improve what they were doing at the time, to maybe be the pioneers in the vacuum tube solar energy that we use to heat up our waters. So if we were able to have supported them, then that would create some wealth for one or two persons, but also create employment for young persons, provide a venue for persons to, let's say, experiment more. R&D is very important in terms of development of technology. There are times, and like business itself, there are times you just have to try something. And you might fail, but do you just lay dead? No, you learn a lesson and you get up and you do something. You implement, you apply some of the knowledge that you gained from what some persons may perceive as a failure, but there are important lessons that you can take in there and improve and develop something. So it's like I like to say sometimes, starting a business, you have a bit of experimenting, because the theory that you learn may not be totally applicable to you and your situation. It has to be customized, and that's something I had a particular professor who always used to say, it depends. It depends. It depends. And it depends on the circumstances and the situation and the environment that you are in, and how you learn from what is going to think. And you have to localize everything that you learn, take it and apply it to your own situation. Bearing in mind that you have to maybe, let's say, stick to or keep in mind the theory that you learn, some fundamentals that you have to stick to. But otherwise you have some
avenues for
exploration and so, and again, while I worked in the banana industry, I wouldn't just go to a banana farmer and believe I know it all. He's been doing that for 20, 30 years. So there are things that he knows. And you come and tell him, why don't you do it like that? And then you say, oh, I do it this way because. And when you look at it, you say, oh, that makes sense. Because that's his unique situation. So those are things that we have to do, and we should not underestimate the power of knowledge and experience in everything that we do. So there we are. I'll just go back to us at NDFD. Yes, we do provide special loan products. We have our green loans that we make available to persons. So if you are interested, you want to go solar, or you want to get some other source of renewable energy for your business, for your home, or you want to even, let's say, improve your housing lot, the home that you live in, make it more resilient to storms and other disasters, then you can talk to us, and we'll help you with that in terms of giving you a special loan product for that.
When we come back, we're going to give you the contact information, but we're going to take a commercial break. We have another surprise call coming up, so we take a brief commercial break, and then we're going to come back together with the executive director of the NDFD, and along with the small business expert at the NDFD, and myself, along with our media personnel right here in studio with us. We'll be right back.
Your side woman a little brooks. Her man a little brooks. But she telling you she want a BBL. But most importantly, you cannot say bottom on the radio. So NDFD is giving best business loans up to $20,000, and here's how you can get yours. You working a 9 to 5? Yes, sweet. You can get up to $10,000. True now, boy. Your business must be registered. You have to be employed for 18 months. Salary deduction only. No guarantor required. You get a free add-on DNO for 1 month. 100 free business cards. No, but really and truly, what again you want? So what about the 20,000? It's the same thing, except you must provide business records. And that's for people who are self-employed. Call them or WhatsApp them 275-6859. Go and get your BBL. You deserve it.
For your excellent participation on this, our bi-weekly small business empowerment program titled Nature Island Small Business Buzz. Yeah. Thank you very much for staying with us. And we have on the line with us for a couple of minutes Mr. Damien Dumas. And we're going to say good afternoon to you, sir. How are you doing? How are you doing? And how was your day? Damien? Let's ensure that we have him on the line.
Yeah.
Let's make sure. Damien.
So while our technician is trying to
ensure that we have
reconnect
on
with
the
him,
line. Yes.
want to say hi to, of course, our NDFD colleagues, especially Mr. George Challenger. He just messaged me and he said that he's listening.
Okay, wonderful,
So-
Georgie. Yes.
And of course, our commenters on our socials.
Oh yeah, but just a little distant from me because I'm how do you call it? I'm when I'm in the studio, I'm visually impaired but not voice impaired. So yeah, so I can speak languages, including foreign languages. But when I go when we need to get a chance. So I think you should maybe go up a little closer, or should I go a little closer? Okay. Let's see if we have Damien. Damien is here with us now. Okay, not as yet. So we want to speak with Damien to bring us some additional information and regarding what's okay. So apparently he must still be on the line, or maybe he got another call. If not, we can always postpone it until next program, which will be next Tuesday, because there's a as mentioned there by Mr. Joseph is talking about the continuation of the exciting Green Innovation Summits. And you can give us a little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened last week? Was it last week? I think it was last week. We did our first selection. We did our I think Mr. Thomas is already
well let's talk
on
to
the
him.
line.
Is your workmate? Oh, we lost it again. We lost him again.
Okay,
so continue.
Yeah, so we basically had our first shall I say screening of the ideas, and let me tell you, Franklyn, plenty
Brilliant.
innovative green ideas. But then at the end of the day, we had to pick the top 25.
Wow.
Right? Imagine that, top 25. And we really had a hard time. Right? And remember, we were doing the selection without knowing the company or the person who submitted the idea. So it was totally anonymous.
Anonymous,
so we would like to congratulate them. So what's going to happen now is that next week, we're going to move to the next phase of our program, which is the Idea Lab. So what's going to happen there is that we're going to welcome our top 25 aspiring green entrepreneurs, and they're going to be exposed to experts in different fields. Like, for example, we expect representatives from the different utility companies.
Okay,
right?
Pause here. Pause here. Let's see if we really have Mr. Damien Dumas.
Hello, I'm here.
Okay, so I'm going to
Oh,
pass you on to your
yes.
colleague, your work colleague. He's going to
Yes.
take it away from here.
Yes, yes, yes. I was about to write a reprimand email to you because I don't know where you be now.
I've been here waiting on a call, so I don't know what
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
it's on our end. So
yes,
have no fear.
definitely.
Don't worry. In
But
fact, there's a promotion in for you.
yeah, but it's always a pleasure to have you here, Mr. Double D, right?
Yeah,
As we
double D.
as we
Yes.
call him. So I understand that you have some great news, outstanding news, surprising news for us, in connection with, of course, the up and coming Green Innovation Summit, the most important green event here in Dominica. Mr. Dumas.
definitely. So, as everyone knows, registration closed on last week. Registration closed,
Mhm.
and there was the panel selected. It was a very rigorous selection process. Lots of good ideas were submitted, but as in anything, we had to cut it down to the allotted number.
Mhm.
We even accepted more than the usual.
Mm.
Usually it's 20. We have accepted 25 ideas this time around.
Wow.
That just spells the level of confidence in the quality of ideas that were submitted. So there's that. And another major development is another corporate partner
Mhm.
was come on board as a platinum sponsor for the event.
Platinum.
And that is platinum. That is the National Bank of Dominica.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Big up,
Yes.
of course, to
So,
our national
yes,
bank. Mhm.
definitely. The persons are seeing the big image, the big picture behind the summit, what it's doing. The platform it is for green entrepreneurs and just the overall development of Dominica in general. So great things are in line, and we just can't wait for the actual pitching of these ideas and the actual summit in June.
Nice. But Mr. Dumas, what's gonna happen next week? I understand there's something big
Yes,
that's gonna happen next week for our top
definitely.
25.
Yes. So these 25 persons were selected will be meeting at what we consider the semi-final leg of the Green
Mm.
Innovation Summit. And that will be next week, Wednesday, at our conference room. So
Mm.
they will be doing the initial pitching of these ideas, because we have to cut it down to at least 10. And based on the quality of ideas, we might have to make the same exception to accept even more persons for the final in the summit from the 3rd to the 7th.
Wow.
So that is what is happening behind the scenes. We're getting everything together. Persons have committed for their attendance to come to that semi-final leg.
Mhm.
So we're just looking. I, like anyone else, I am like a fan of everyone who submitted. Just to wait to listen, to hear them, pitch their ideas and make it clear for everyone to see. If you had any doubt about anything.
Mhm. Wow.
But is there any way? But you just mentioned that you had 20, which is your normal acceptance level, and then you had to increase it to 25, and now you want to get the usual
Top 10.
general 10. Is there any way that you could save the other 15 for a later program, or to expand your program to have a double header Green Innovation Summits twice a year?
Brilliant.
Or every
Brilliant
year?
question.
Yeah?
That's something that we can consider. But one thing we always love to stress, Franklin, is that whether or not you become a semi-finalist or finalist of the summit, it doesn't mean that the idea stops there. We are willing to assist these persons actualize these ideas. So the summit is a great platform. You get in access to mentors, you get in an opportunity to win cash to kickstart that business, but doesn't mean that the idea dies there. So we're encouraging, and we will be speaking with everyone, because if we get 25 businesses to start, it's 25 positive things for Dominica.
Okay. All right.
Well
so that
spoken.
everybody is covered.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, let me just add to that, Mr. Dumas. I just got a word that another gold sponsor just came on board.
Yes.
All right, and that is Katai Restaurant.
Ooh.
Katai, so they confirmed they coming on board as a gold sponsor. So we now have I think we now have 2 platinum sponsors, and then of course 2 gold sponsors with Katai and
Bloombox, and we
Bloombox.
just got later today. I just remember that you said we got another Josephine Gabriel and Company is on board as a
Wow.
gold sponsor.
And of course, we had we had a Lom Business Heritage Group also previously confirming their participation, right?
Definitely.
Yes, and that's basically the operator of Ruins Rock Cafe and High Rise Beach Bar. Wow, wow, wow! Great
So
stuff.
It's exactly in the vision. It's exactly in the vision.
Just with the persons who have not received any communication as yet, it means that you did not make the cut to the final 25, but do look out for the correspondence that's on its way to you, just to give you some, not consolation, but hope that we have not forgotten you, and we do continue to work with you as you go in. So do look out for the correspondence that will be coming your way.
Yes,
if not already sent.
Because Edie, what we really appreciated is that we saw a lot of like good ideas, potential, but then it just needed a few more tweaking. And we also understood that there were like really young people who participated. So we're not giving up on you yet, at all, not yet, but at all. So we would like to reach out to you so that we can further guide you. Maybe in the next edition you can already come up with a much better idea, which already happened this edition, this time around, because we saw a number of them who didn't qualify the last time, but they presented much stronger ideas this time around. So exciting news, Mr. Dumas. And as usual, great work to you, to the team, the entire team, Miss Fountain, Miss Laron. We have Liblaw, Miss Xavier, right? We have a lot of like
and the other support members.
Yes,
of the staff.
definitely.
You're trying to get yourself into trouble calling people's names, right?
I'm just talking about the immediate. But of course, all of them are all of them is in very much in support of our summit, right? Which is basically one of our 2 flagship events, right? The other one, of course, is everybody knows this event, the Creole in the Street. Yes, Franklyn?
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to wrap up now. Mr. Dumas,
I'm here.
Do not overwork. Do not overwork. We know you put in double portion of your work and time in this Green Innovation Summit. We want to thank you and congratulate our platinum sponsors, the Katai and the National Bank of Dominica.
Yes,
and
Jungle Bay
and Jungle Bay, resort and spa. So I want to thank you very much for your insightful contribution and the good news that you've shared with us. We thank you. We'll talk with you again as we get a little closer to the summit. Yes. Okay. Thanks for your membership on our program this afternoon. We want to once again say good afternoon to. There's a certain lady called Brenda Joseph. I don't know where she's from, but she seems to be making some connection. There's another Joseph in the office with us here today, but I'm not sure what's the relationship. But she said
the ED is smiling.
I know. The
ED is smiling big when you mention the name Brenda.
They better have, yes, and she's always listening. She wanted to remind me that our special guest last Tuesday. Was Miss Taja Winston. I hope I have it right. Taja of the CLC. She says, very good discussion. And we have Miss Elsa Roye. She says she's proud of her host from Itasi. So you should know who that is. And the program is a must listen. And or other friends who are listening and unable to share with us right now. But we're going to have to take a speedy tap on the rear and make a dance step out of here and get ready for our news broadcast coming up. So we will just have your final observation. I'm going to ask you, I'm giving you 45 seconds. Mr. Joseph, Peter Joseph.
To say that end of the year is here for you.
Yeah.
We are all inclusive. We are ready to help in the building process of Dominica to set the trend in the new and emerging technologies that will help to make us stand out of the world, to make us a real independent country, independent of the fossil fuels, independent of those major multinational corporations who, well, their motivation is profitability. Ours is sustainability.
Yes.
So this is a much better trend to go. And then we are here and ready to assist in the development process of Dominica. National Development Foundation of Dominica. So we have development of Dominica in the core of our name. Going strong for 45
something years.
Cannot wait until you get to 50. My goodness, I know I'll be a member, full-time member of staff.
Half a century,
Your final words, Mr. Albacasio.
Well, I just want to say that's it for today's Earth Day edition. So remember, small actions can lead to a big impact. So until next time, stay green and stay inspired and stay connected to the heartbeat of small business here in Dominica. Franklyn?
Okay, you said stay green. I'm saying forever. It's a ripened occasion to be here with you. And we'll see you again on our next schedule
Thursday.
On Thursday, from when we have the surprise guests and persons who are part of the engine of economic growth, starting one small business at a time. We'll highlight you and give you the platform for 1 hour of free publicity and encouragement and enhancement and survival and progress. Until then, on behalf of Shan, who's been in master control, and also media, who's been ensuring that we on CNN, we're live on BBC, we're on Al Jazeera, and the rest of the staff here at Q95 and NDFD. We thank you again for listening to, and all persons who contributed. Thank you very much. And Mr. Dumas, who called in, we made contact with the small business, the Green Innovation Summit. Thank you very much for listening. Please do join us again on Thursday for another edition, exciting and innovative edition. Until then, bye-bye. My name is Franklin Peter Moses. Thank you very much for joining, and have a pleasant Tuesday evening. And to all Catholics, we express our sincere condolences on the passing of the Pope Francis. Thank you very much for listening.
Your side woman a little brooks. Her man a little brooks. But she telling you